Okay, so one of my viewers wanted to ask me, how do you make FNF music? Can you teach me how to do that? So good. I'm glad you asked me, and I really appreciate that you asked me because why would you ever ask me? Because I'm trash. But we're gonna go to one of my songs that I did yesterday. That I finished up yesterday. So this is No Life. This is a drum and bass slash trap slash little. Well, I wouldn't say just trap, but whatever. It's kind of fire. It's pretty good, but I'm gonna play the ending of it. I'm gonna get to this part right here because this is where I think I really enjoyed doing this part. So hold on. And that's the 20 something mark, and near the 20 or 30-second mark. But it sounds really good, and I actually like that part. And also here. And that's the end of the song. But I do want you to remember that I'm doing this fully blind. I'm not smart when it comes to making music. I just do it in a way that I know it can sound good. And also try to ask friends around you as well when it comes to music making, because I'm on Discord on a lot of things on the Frank Funkin community. It's a fan community one. I'll put a link in the description for that because there's a ton of cool people that you can ask, like, oh yeah, how do I do this? How do I do that? It's really amazing. But I'm gonna try the best that I can. So what you're going to need is boyfriend, obviously. But for me, I'm gonna use 15, which is the short. So I use the because it sounds good to me, because I actually like this sound font. And then I have this drum. Hold on. Yeah. So it's not gonna sound right. Sometimes you gotta listen. So when I do music, I listen first before I move on, so I can find where I find mistakes at. Because at the end of the day, when you do music, you have to learn where you put your drums and beat. I can't speak. Your drums and your tom, snares, drums, hats, cymbals, etc., etc. So I use a lot of percussion and the hats a lot in my music. Yeah. So you wanna make it like sound a little bit good. So here we go. Wrong button. But I do that last. So I try to make the chords first. Not the chords, the goddamn instrumentals first before I start doing the actual thing. That's my goddamn OC's voice bank, aka the lead beast. So I'm going to put a tuned bass. You want to listen to all of them before you decide what one do you like the most. I like this one. I like that one. It's loud. It's doable, and it really has the music. It gives the upbeat for the music. It just gives me a lot of pleasure for it. So what's next? Okay, so we have boyfriends. Well, we have boyfriend, and we have my OC, for example, the opponent. So what you want to do now is add an instrument. Now, it can be any instrument of your choice. And then I might use a grand piano or amp or the distorted feedback. Wait a minute, combo. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so here we go. So always start off with like what you got, because at the end of the day, how songs go is like it's kind of iffy when you want like how you want your song to be like. It's kind of off. It feels weird, but like always try to do the instrumentals first before doing the bass, not the bass, the drums, because it gets a little off in my opinion, because I always do the always have an instrumental, always start with an instrumental before the song. So my advice, do not make your instrumentals long. This shit's long, just listen. There we go. That's that. And there's the goddamn, and that's where those vocals start. That is literally 13. That's literally almost 20-something seconds right in there between the choir and then with the bass, the violin, the goddamn flute, and the xylophone, and the vibrato xylophone. So, in my opinion, try to do the. You don't have to make it long, but if you want to make it long for the song, for the mod or song you're doing, go for it. I'm just saying, this is my personal opinion. Just don't make it long. Please do not make it long. So what I have for the instrumental is the bass. This is the choir, this is the ah choir, and this is the oo choir. I'm gonna put this together. And then I have my instruments. My instruments right here. This is my instruments, bro. Ignore the baby that's crying, but here's my bass and my my violin solo and my flute. So here's how it sounds. Wait a minute, that don't sound right. So this is more of a little bit of a mini trap, and like, I don't really know how to call this genre, but it's just custom music that I like to make. It's just, I'm putting random chords together that just sound right. Always have something that always add some type of instruments, because you don't want one instrument. I'm gonna show you. You don't want one instrument to sound. So I'm gonna take this. Wait a minute. Need to make sure solo, and solo. So I'm gonna show you. Alright, I'm gonna show you because it's not gonna sound good. It don't sound right. It sounds empty. You have one instrument. Always add like 2, 3, or 4 instruments at a time that have different melodies in it. And it's really important just putting the melodies together as well. I'm so tired. Oh yeah, I forgot. Keep in mind, all my music that I do is on FL Studio Mobile. Keep in mind. So try to make sure you have like choir. I wouldn't recommend choir, but you know, it works in my favor. But if you don't want to use choir, don't use choir. That's perfectly fine. You have all this stuff to use. I'm gonna show you. Look at all this. You got all this to use. You can use any of this in any way you want. But in my opinion, do not use this. Okay, for some reason that shit don't want to work, but it doesn't want to work. That's weird. Okay, that's weird. It doesn't want to work, but just don't use the Voices EXP. It doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right to me. Oh wait, I have all my shit on solo. See, I'm forgetful sometimes, so trust me. Like I said, I've only done this for like 2 months now. So making music for me, it's just normal to me now, because like you want to make sure, like you want to put the notes in the right places. Always check your time signature too. And mine is a 4/4. This is a 4/4. My music is a 4/4. You can use 3/4, 2/4, 1/4, 4/3, 4/4, 4/8, 4/16. There's so much you can do. I'm about to show you. Any chord you like, because it shows how long it will be. So I'm not really a smart person like I said, I'm not smart with any of this. It just sounds good to me. It just sounds normal to me. But yeah, always have more than one. Always have more than one, because it's gonna sound empty. You need like something to back it up. You need like a background instrument to make it sound good. So I'm gonna show you. Wrong place. Oh, like check the end. Look at the end. See, when I did this song, I did not add this and this at the end. I added only these two. It didn't sound right, so I added this at the end. So I added my xylophone at the end, or the styrus vibraphone. So it's really important just to have that, because it doesn't sound, it's just weird. Always add something in a part of the song. Just add something. You gotta add something that sounds good in your head. Sounds good, but also as well, ask for advice from people you know that are really good at music. Like your friends, like your family. For example, I asked my father, because he does music as well, so he gives me some tips on like, oh yeah, use this kick and this at a specific time. But never use but here's my thing. For the drums, always use a drum. Never use the drums like this. Wait. Make sure they're always apart when you do it, because that's when you can add the extras, the hats. It's gonna sound good, because if you put like boom 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 boom, it doesn't sound right. If you want to do that, use that for the bass. Use that for the bass right here, which is my 808 synth blasted. So, which is my bass. But more importantly, try to find a reference, a song reference when doing music, because when I done music, I was listening to a lot of Friday Night Funkin' music. So this is why, for some reason, I have no idea why this sounds like a Gotti's part in Parasite. Obviously, it's like a little mini of Parasite, so there's gonna be you're gonna have a little bit of reference in music. So when it comes to like the different mods from the songs from the mods, I can't fucking speak, but it's kind of it's a little iffy when it comes to music. So try to find like instruments that sound good to you, and then you go from there. All the music that I do is trial and error. That's why No Life sounds how good it sounds. There we go. This is that, and that's No Life. No Life. That's literally a minute and 6 seconds of a song. For my OC, that's my PFP for on YouTube and on other platforms as well. So I hope like this really helps you, especially to the person that commented and asked me, how do you do this music? Thanks to Mr. Wiki for the video suggestion and also for the question. So you got your answer. I hope you did. Because I'm not really much of a talker, so it's kind of difficult to like really try to explain stuff when you only done it for like a short amount of time. So if I helped you, good. If I didn't help you, just tell me specifically, because sometimes I'm really detailed when it comes to a lot of shit. So make sure to leave a like and follow me on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe me, and also as well go on my Instagram. It's just Speedway21 as well. So you have a good day. I'll see you in the next FNF video.